And because we also had some folks that had some video glitches on
Okay.
Hopin. You're fine.
No,
Let's.
no worries, no worries. I did my hair then for no reason, but
Oh no, then you got to show video. I mean, you and I have long hair. We're like, it takes 72 hours, right?
you look flawless.
We think your hair looks fabulous, Sarah. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. So,
Um,
Sarah, why don't we get started by having you tell us your full name and what department you're in and your job title.
Sure, sure. So, hi everyone. I'm Sara Tashakurenia. I'm part of the product management team. My title is a senior product innovation manager. And to break it down a little bit, I think because it's funny that I get this question actually often that what does product innovation manager mean? So to break it really down, I think a good portion of it is overseeing research efforts at Lookout.
Yeah.
And this can also be a little confusing because we do have a research team on the security side. So when we say research, it can immediately be, it is that the security research. But
Yeah.
primarily what I'm trying to say with the research is coming down into market research, user research, usability testing that has primarily two focuses, which one is product strategy or product improvement, and one would be basically looking into future products, the things that we as a company decide to do next, and the other focus would be to improving the products that we have today. So helping really tagging along with our strategy team or product managers or designers in order to make decisions confidently through having some data that can support that. And that's really primarily coming from through our customers and people in the security space that can really help us shape the future of Lookout.
Fabulous. And Sarah, if we were to drill down a little bit more, tell us about a project you were working on last week.
Sure. So actually, last week was quite interesting as we went through this, huge announcement, which
Yes.
Lookout acquired a new company, which, in the research scope, I think was really exciting. We started to really quickly look into, as we are acquiring this new company, what does that really mean for us, and what does that really mean for our customers? So really my day could vary from the stage and where we are with any project. So like let's say last week, because it was very early on, it was really on the discovery phase for me to look into what capabilities does new company offer and really try to understand what are some of the potential testing plans for us as we want to talk to our customers and try to understand better how these new capabilities as we just acquired, how could they really be usable and applicable to our customers, and really think about that user experience. So last week for me was really try to educate myself around that new space, and really get in touch with our executive team and really try to understand from each different person in the company and the executive team especially, that what are some of the things that I should prioritize as part of my research plan as we get into this new project.
Got it. Sarah, what's the hardest part about your job or one of the most difficult things about your
Hmm.
role?
So that's actually a beautiful challenge that I want to share, because I think by nature research, we want to always be ahead of the game. Like we always want to be, how can I solve problem for our customers, the problems that they're facing today, and how can I solve for tomorrow? And we are, in cybersecurity, it's a very fast-paced environment. So any simple change in the world can really impact the way that our customers, for example, can be challenged in their environment, the way that they could be vulnerable, or the way that they maybe look into new sets of products that they need. And so how do you manage to be on your toes all the time to really like keep track of trends and really look into the market, like what are some of the new products that are coming in, and like really just try to translate that constantly and like bring that back into teams internally and be able to translate that information in a meaningful way that people can move forward with decisions and prioritize the products that we're building for tomorrow.
No, it's fabulous. Sarah, let's take a step back. how did you end up in the role that you're in? Tell
Mhm.
us a little bit about your career journey.
Sure. This is actually really, I think it's a good question because there is this, I want to say, I think, no, I don't want to say stigma, but there's this like almost mindset around if you do have a technical background, cybersecurity could be a good, potential industry for you. And I actually come from business, and I come from design and psychology background. And when first I think a hiring manager approached or reached out to me about this new opening, and I was like, I know nothing about cybersecurity. I just immediately thought, oh my God, like I probably can't do this job. Like, it's like it's a completely new language. And I mean, obviously the interview process was really smooth and amazing as I got to know everyone in the team. And then they all like walked me through, hey, we've all went through this onboarding process and it took us a while till we really like, got to know the cybersecurity language and all of that. But it was quite new to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know really anything about it until I started more researching about Lookout and like this position. And it's been quite an amazing journey. I mean, it's a lot of learning. And one thing I want to say is that if you are coming from a business, design, marketing, any background, really, don't be, I guess, afraid of going after a highly technical environment, because there are, like as Sneha mentioned in her conversation, there are other elements that you can always bring. There is human elements, there are creativity, and there is a lot of different type of skill set that you can bring to the table in an even highly technical environment, even without having that maybe necessarily like that technical background. Maybe you're not an engineer, but there's still a lot of room for anyone with any background to kind of grow in this field.
So, Sarah, we have 1,700 women with us today, which is so exciting. And
Hmm.
I can guarantee you that some of these women are thinking, aha, I'm in the career that I'm in. But what Sarah is talking about is really interesting,
Hmm.
really interesting. And
Hmm.
maybe I am someone with 5 to 10 years of engineering experience, or I'm a new college grad. What
Hmm.
advice would you give to someone who is
Hmm.
either A, interested in starting out in the field, or B, interested in switching over?
Yeah. So I think it really depends on assessing everyone's situation and where they are. I think one thing that I found very useful in my existing position in the past 3 years and a half that I've been with Lookout has been, being vocal and really communicating things that you love, things that you're passionate about. Because, for example, I started my journey as part of the design team, but I constantly communicated to our chief strategy officer and our chief product officer that how much I would love to expand the research effort that I am doing today as part of the design work into maybe creating impact in more product decision and strategy as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And people listen to you, and if you can communicate the value and you can really show that you have a passion and you are willing to do what it takes in order to bring that, people will listen to you and would kind of give you that opportunity. And so this would be, I guess, for someone that is already within an organization. If you are someone that you're looking for, out of college, or maybe you're looking to change your field, there's so much resources out there. There are boot camps online, especially now this past year, because of the pandemic. You can take a lot of online courses, online boot camps that really give you the basic tools and assets that you need in order to change your career or get into a completely new job. You can search UX research boot camps, and it will be massive amount of sources and classes that you can take. And really having that as a base, maybe like having conversation with someone that's already within an organization, as long as you have some base and if you show your passion and your interest, people are always willing to listen to you and people are always willing to help. So reach out, be vocal, and yeah, I mean, the world is your oyster.
Yeah, yeah, it's fabulous. And Sarah, I know that you hire people on your team. What are a couple of qualities that you look for in a great candidate?
Yes. So I think with especially research, what I was the number one thing that I was looking for is somebody that is empathetic and
Ah,
somebody that can listen, somebody that is, has, a lot of attention to details and is willing to learn. Because I think the biggest thing about this position is you can wake up and you can be in front of a small business owner that's struggling with certain things, and so you really need to be able to wear their shoes and really understand what it means to be a business owner and have certain struggles, have certain maybe budget limits, have certain requirements that they need to go through, and really put yourself in their shoes, and then come and educate everyone else in the company about their struggles, about things that they care about things that we could potentially solve for them. And that's why I think being empathetic, being a big listener, and also like somebody that enjoys learning, I think was a big factor. And another thing was also like, as I was going through resumes and people that applied, it was quite unique to see someone with years of experience in cybersecurity, because research and innovation within itself in the cybersecurity field is quite young.
yeah.
So I mean, for me, it wasn't like, oh, I want someone with years of experience. I just wanted someone that was excited about coming in the cybersecurity field, and somebody that shows interest and is willing to, kind of get started and get their hands dirty.
Ah, fantastic. Sarah, this was a phenomenal discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
And I
much. Thank
know
you.
the amazing team that you have and all the great work you've done with Lookout. So thank you. And
Thanks.
say hi to Sammy. You know who
Of
Sammy is.
course.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the
He
best dog
misses
in
you
the
as
world.
well.
That's right. That's right.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Brendan.
Thanks.
Thanks.